welcome back to the show. I'm now chatting to Liz James about her personal journey with leukemia and how Synergy has changed her life. Stay tuned. Good evening to you, Liz.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me on the sofa. So tell us about your diagnosis of leukemia, because you had this at 18, didn't you?
I did. I'd just started university, and 7 weeks into university I became really unwell with what I thought was the flu and possible tonsillitis, and came home to Somerset from Bournemouth thinking I just need a weekend's rest at home, but never to go back to uni.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your symptoms were flu-like?
Flu-like. Before I went to uni, after my A-levels, I was very low, very tearful. I had some bruising, but no blood test was showing up anything wrong. And the doctor gave me some antidepressants and said, you'll be fine, it's just the stress of your A-levels, just go off to uni. So that's what happened.
That's scary, isn't it?
It was a bit scary, yes. So after being home for about 5 days with a temperature that wouldn't normalise and becoming increasingly more weak, when I went blue, the ambulance took me into hospital.
Gosh.
So it was a bit of a rush.
But you could have been at home suffering from depression as far as your GP was concerned.
Absolutely.
That's really quite scary, isn't it? I'm not
scary.
saying GPs don't do their job and they're great, but you know, it was turned out to be something quite serious.
Absolutely.
So you started your treatment and you've been in remission now for 30 years.
I have, yes. My life-saving treatment started, and
what kind of treatment do you go through for
I
leukemia?
had really heavy doses of chemotherapy where I'd be in isolation for 8 to 10 weeks at a time.
Wow.
Total body irradiation, and they took my own bone marrow out and washed it and put it back again. So very lucky to be able to be sitting here to share the story.
And were you tired and exhausted? And
the treatment made me very, very ill at times, infection after infection, because it wiped my immune system completely. Nearly died several times, and yes, fatigue, obviously loss of hair. I had to learn to walk again at one point as well.
So were you at that point where you knew that it wasn't great, or do you just not think like that because you're fighting to stay alive?
I was fighting to stay alive, and my oncologist actually said it was my positive mental attitude that got me through.
And it's what we were saying earlier, it quite often is, isn't it?
Yeah, mind over matter. So I never gave up, although I knew I was close at times. I always had a fight in me.
And at 18.
At 18.
So young, well done, and it's great that you're here with us today.
Thank you.
So you stumbled across Synergy worldwide, didn't you?
I did.
How many years ago was that?
That was 4 years ago.
Right.
And it was a good friend of mine who actually suggested I try something, because I'd actually studied nutrition looking for solutions for my own body.
Right.
Because
so is that your qualification? You're a nutritionist?
It is, yes. And I'm also a Bowen and Emmett practitioner, so I've had my own complementary health clinic for nearly 20 years.
Wow. So you do the Bowen, you do your nutrition, and then you've stumbled across Synergy.
Yes.
How has it changed your life and affected your world?
Okay, so my immune system, I really thought that was what I was going to have to live with for the rest of my life, infection after infection. Even as an adult, I've had whooping cough, pneumonia, pleurisy. Wow. I've had Legionnaire's disease, all sorts of things as an adult. So I always thought I'd have to live with that kind of immune system, and I actually didn't think I was going to make old bones, to be honest. That was the way I felt. But Synergy products have actually changed my life so much that my gut is working perfectly well now, and I had severe IBS symptoms, I had allergies, I had migraines, I had insomnia. All of those symptoms have gone. So it's been absolutely life-changing.
And do you have any days that you feel lousy, or do you just generally now feel everything works as it should?
Everything. This machine is actually working the best it's worked in 30 years.
And you're both great advertisements for Synergy worldwide, because you look so healthy. You know, you look fit, you look well, you look alert, you've got skin, and I know we didn't touch on it before, but it helps your skin and your menstrual cycle and your hair and your nails, doesn't it?
I lost a lot of hair 2 years ago, which was really upsetting, to the point I sobbed in the hairdresser's chair. And my nails stopped growing, but now my hair is just grown back. Nails have grown again. So yes. So
these products are amazing. What are they organically made?
It goes beyond organic, to be honest, Emma Jane, I think, because all of their tests, their stringent tests they do themselves, actually meet organic standards, and they travel the world looking for the most wholesome raw materials and freshest ingredients, and then it's the unique tests that these products are put through, so over 600 unique tests per product to guarantee their potency and safety and purity.
That's impressive.
So it's very impressive quality assurance.
Yeah, and so they've changed your life, they've given you more energy. So what is the microbiome and how do these products affect our lives?
Yes, the microbiome, you're going to be hearing more and more about this in the media, and this is because of recent scientific studies.
What, synergy microbiome or just
microbiome?
The
microbiome.
Yeah.
We all have a microbiome, and this is what recent science has actually shown, that we all have this fascinating ecosystem that is made up of a complex of microorganisms, whether that's bacteria, fungi, viruses, parasites that make us, and they live in and on us. And because of 70% of them residing in the gut, you often hear the term gut microbiome, and this is why we're hearing so much about gut health at the moment. And if you have an imbalance of the microbiome, that can have a negative effect on your body, whether that is an organ, a body system. It determines our energy, our overall health, not just gut health, but our mental and emotional well-being and immune system. Everything is determined by our ecosystem.
So we should be taking microbiome every day, or do we do a course of it, or do we just do when we feel that we need it?
Well, microbiome is our ecosystem. That's the name for the ecosystem. And we have a kit, an innovative kit, which is called Purify, which is a set of transformative supplements. But alongside that, within the program, it's about educating people about clean eating and healthy eating and incorporating exercise, even if it's gentle exercise every day. And it's dietary and lifestyle changes, but also taking products, pure products, that actually help to rebalance the gut flora and cleanse your gut. It's much more than a general detox, and it's resetting your ecosystem.
Sounds great.
So things are working.
But the thing is, I know lots of people who do detoxes, and they'll buy a package and they'll just detox with the package, but actually they're not being backed up by the nutritional side of things and also the lifestyle side of things.
Absolutely.
Whereas you can advise all of that, or both of you can.
Yes.
But I know friends who they do all this detoxing, but while they're doing all the detoxing, they're not balancing it out with what they need to on the other side with their nutrition and well-being. And how hard is that?
And it is about supporting and educating people so they can take better responsibility for their own health by making some changes to their diet and lifestyle.
Yeah, and cutting out things like sugar.
Absolutely. The poison.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I find sugar, I mean, I don't have sugar at all in my diet, you know, if I can help it. I certainly don't eat cakes and pastries and chocolates and all the things that I shouldn't. But if, for example, I do, you know, have something that's maybe a bit more sugary, I really notice it.
Me too.
I almost feel like I'm having some kind of weird slump the next day.
Me too. Headache. Lacking energy and the lack of mental clarity as well sometimes with sugar.
Completely changes my equilibrium. So what's your mission in life then, Liz?
I love helping people just live their life to the full, because I know how precious life is. And we're only here for a short space of time. Our health is our greatest wealth. And my mission really is to help as many people as I can reach optimum health, where their body's working the best it can, whatever age they are, whatever circumstances they're in, and unlock their potential, help them to unlock their potential if that's their desire.
What's your business called?
It's Body in Balance Therapies.
And
you can find me on that website, bodyinbalancetherapies.com. Bodyinbalancetherapies.com. And I think I've always been about leaving a legacy, and I'm working with Synergy Worldwide. I know I can reach far more people now, and I'm able to leave a bigger legacy than I ever imagined.
Do you travel around the UK talking about Synergy?
I do.
Are you an ambassador for them?
I'd like to think I am an ambassador for them. I am very passionate about the products because I've obviously witnessed other people enjoy a better life through taking the core nutrition that they need, and obviously my personal story. So I'm very passionate about spreading the word, to be honest.
Yeah, and do you, with your job, with your nutrition head on and your therapy head on, do you promote Synergy all the time with your clients?
In the main, I do, and there's a couple of different reasons. For me, the quality assurance sets them apart from other products out there on the market, and the research behind them and the science behind them. They've got their own research and development unit, and the lengths that they go to actually ensure that these products are 100% safe, I think is really, really important, because quality is really what you need to make sure is so high.
And a lot of the high street products and vitamins and minerals actually do have quite awful substances in there, aspartame and lots of sugary substance, and people aren't aware of that. They think that they'll buy a high street vitamin C tablet, but when you look on the ingredient,
I know
what's gone into it is awful.
And they don't get the support as well when they're buying it in the shop off the shelf, or the whole they won't get the support.
So your nutrition work and your complementary therapy work, do you do them together, or is it something you do separately these days?
Sometimes separately, but usually I do ask people about their diets if they're coming in with backache or a foot ankle injury or something, because we are what we eat, and diet is so important to look at now. So absolutely. It usually comes into conversation, actually, food and what is good.
Because you're down on the West Coast, aren't you?
I'm in Somerset, so I'm in the West Country.
In the West Country, and that's where you're set up, and you've always been set up.
I have indeed.
So do you think if we had Synergy products when you were 18 and had the leukemia, do you think that would have changed your life then, or would you have just gone with the advice of chemotherapy?
I definitely would have died. By the time they got me into hospital, I only had 20% blood left in my body.
Wow.
When they actually tested it, and they could hardly get any blood out of me when I arrived in hospital.
Gosh.
They got a little needle from the special care babies unit to actually extract the blood.
My goodness.
And I nearly died en route to the isolation unit. The doctor didn't even wait for a porter. He threw me into a wheelchair and just ran me down into isolation unit. So
that was scary.
It was scary. So I think the Synergy products would have probably helped me cope with the treatment better.
But they wouldn't have.
But I don't actually believe they would have saved my life.
They can enhance your life better.
Absolutely.
Well, it's lovely to talk to you, Liz.
And you too. Thank you.
Rachel. Thank you to both of my guests for joining me this evening. I hope this week's Wellbeing show has given you something to think about. If you would like further information or have a story to share with me, you can email news@that'soxfordshire.tv, or you can tweet us at that'sTVOxen. I will see you next time.